I'm not a vegan, but sometimes I enjoy eating more plant-based meals to give my stomach a little rest. Over the years, I've learned that feeling satisfied doesn't always have to come from heavier meals. Simple plant-based food can be surprisingly nourishing and satisfying. Today, I will be using ingredients from my last grocery shopping trip to make simple Japanese meals throughout the day. Let's start with breakfast. For breakfast, I'm starting by making a simple plant-based broth using kombu and dried shiitake mushrooms. I soak them in water to gently draw out their natural umami, which added a lot of flavor without needing extra ingredients. While the broth is resting, I prepare a quick side dish of Komatsuna greens with sesame dressing. I mix together ground sesame seed, a touch of oligosaccharide syrup, sesame oil, and a little soy sauce. Just before the broth comes to a boil, I remove the kombu. I actually love eating the leftover kombu as a little snack. Then, I let the shiitake mushrooms simmer a little longer before using the broth. I like to make a little extra broth and save some for lunch and dinner later in the day. For the miso soup, I added tofu and dried wakame seaweed. Then, dissolve the miso into the warm broth. The main dish this morning is Miso-Glazed Atsuage or fried tofu. I simply spreaded a mixture of miso and mirin on top and toasted it until lightly golden. To complete the meal, I added natto. Roasted nori, and some leftover barley rice from yesterday. Today's breakfast is barley rice, tofu, and wakame miso soup, miso-glazed atsuage, komatsuna with sesame dressing, natto, and roasted nori. It's a simple breakfast, but it feels warm, balanced, and very satisfying. After breakfast, I brew some green tea and spend a little time getting up on work. Green tea is something I enjoy throughout the day. and this small ritual always makes my mornings feel a little calmer. For lunch, I'm making a simple soba meals with a few vegetable side dishes. First, I soak some dried Hijiki seaweed and prepare a quick salad with carrot, steamed soybeans, and shiso leaves. Next, I slice some of my favorite soba toppings, shiso, green onions, and myoga ginger. I'm using 100% buckwheat soba today, which is my favorite kind. While the water comes to a boil, I cook some edamame and prepare some Nukazuke pickles to serve on the side. For the dipping sauce, I use some of the plant-based broth I made this morning and seasoned it with soy sauce and mirin. I also like to serve the soba cooking water, called Sobayu. It has a mild flavor, and many people in Japan enjoy drinking it after their meal. Once everything is ready, I added a few ice cubes to the dipping sauce to keep it nice and cold.
いただきます。
Today's lunch is Zaru soba with fresh toppings, edamame, hijiki, and soybean salad, pickled carrot, and sobayu. Simple meals like this are one of my favorite ways to enjoy plant-based eating in Japan.
ごちそうさまでした。
For an afternoon snack, I'm having some roasted sweet potato that I baked the day before and chilled overnight. I love eating it cold because it becomes naturally sweeter and extra satisfying. Simple snacks like this always feel like a little treat. In the afternoon, I join an online study session before getting ready for the evening. Before picking up my children, I like to do a little meal prep to make dinner time feel less rushed. I rinse the rice and some mixed grains and set it to cook. Then I place the tofu to remove some of the excess moisture so it will be ready later. Once the kids are home, it's time to start making dinner. For dinner, I'm making tofu hamburger steaks with a mushroom sauce. I start by sauteing some onions. Then mix them with pressed tofu. Potato starch, ground sesame seed, and a little miso. One of my favorite parts is shaping the patties together with my children. Next, I make a simple mushroom sauce. Using mushrooms, the kombu and shiitake broth from this morning, soy sauce, mirin, and a little potato starch to thicken it. As it simmers, it becomes rich, glossy, and full of umami. Tonight's dinner is tofu hamburger steak with mushroom sauce, mixed grain rice, komatsuna with sesame dressing, hijiki and soybeans, and tofu and wakame miso soup. Some of the side dishes are leftovers from earlier in the day, which makes dinner easier while still feeling balanced and satisfying. Today's meals were simple, but they left me feeling satisfied, comfortable, and nourished. For me, that's what the Japanese diet is really about. Not restriction, but balance. Thank you for spending the day with me, and I hope this video gave you a few ideas for creating simple, balanced meals of your own. See you in the next video.